Have you ever wondered who's in control? Is it me, or is it that one, or is it God? To help us understand this, to have this answered, let's ask Guru Nanak Dev Ji to give us that wisdom. Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us clearly that it's that one, it's that ek, that is the Karta. Karta meaning the creator, or we can translate that to the doer. Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us clearly that it's that one that is in control. It's that one that is the doer. But in which way and how? That's what we're going to try and understand throughout this video. Guru Nanak Dev Ji then tells us where that one operates from. Because when we go to work, we have a place of work. Some of us work from home, some of us go into an office. But where does that one work from? Whilst creating, whilst doing, whilst being in control. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Purakh. Purakh. Gurbani helps us to understand what Purakh translates to. Puran Pur Raheo Srab Thai. Guru Sahib Ji says Puran. Puran means complete. Puran Pur. Pur means embedded. Puran Pur Raheo. Where does that one stay? Raheo Srab. Srab means all. Srab Thai. Thai means places. That one is embedded within the creation, is in all places. That's where that one operates from. That means that one is operating from inside of us and outside of us. Antar, Bahar, Har, Prab, Eko, Mil, Harjan, Mangal Gai. Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Ramdas Ji tells us that Antar, that one is inside, Bahar, that one is outside. Har Prab Eko, it's that one that is everywhere. So Karta Purakh. So now we know literally that Karta Purakh translates to that creator that is embedded within the creation. So now to understand this, what does it mean that it's WhyGuru, that it's that one that is in control? Guru Sahib Ji tells us in Gurbani, Tu Karta Karana Main Nahi, Jaho Kari Na Hui, Tu Karta. That you are the creator, not me, not the ego. In which way? Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, they tell us that Panch Tat Ko Tan Rachyo, Janho Chatur Sajan. That one has made this entire world out of the 5 elements. So how is it that it's not me that is the Karta? How is it that one is the Karta? Let's take one of the 5 elements. Let's think about fire. That one has made fire. The nature of that fire has been fixed by that one, by the Karta, by the creator. And now it doesn't matter how much I might want to change that. If I want to change that fire from being hot, I don't want that fire to be warm anymore. I have no control over, I have no power over controlling and changing the nature of that fire, because that's been set. Because that's lekh na mitei he Sikhi, jo likhya kartar. The Guru tells us that lekh na mitei. Lekh means whatever has been scribed, meaning however something has been designed. Na mitei, it cannot be erased. I cannot erase the nature of how that element has been made. Jo likhya kartar, whatever that one, that kartar, the creator has scribed for that fire to be, or for that water to be. If I say, well, you know what, I'm done, I've had enough of water being wet, you know, I'm gonna phone up one of my friends, I'm gonna change it, I'm gonna change the design, I don't want it to be wet anymore. Lekh na mitei hai Sikhi, jo likhya kartar. There's nothing I can do. So now we understand. So now it helps us to understand that who's in control. The next question comes from this. Then have I got that ability to make a choice? Yes. So that will all be covered in Japji Sahib, in the second body of Hukam. So we've got that choice, but we haven't got the choice of how that one has created and made the nature of this very creation. Tu karta karna main nahi. I'm not the doer. You are the one that has controlled what comes from that. So if I now touch that element, the element of fire, from what comes from it, that it burns my hand, I'm not the one that's in control of that. Tu karta karana main nahi, because I'm not the karana. I'm not the one that has made it to do that to me. Karana main nahi, ja hoon kari na hui. Ja hoon, even if I, hoon here means I, even if I wanted to, ja hoon kari na hui, even if I wanted to change that, I can't change that. All I can do is I can surrender to that one's will, surrender to that one's hukam. And in this way, this is how every word of Gurbani helps us to take away our ego. Because this whole game is so we can remove that ego and have that realization of that one. So the Guru tells us that ek shabad mere pran bast hai. Even if one word of the Guru I take into my breath, ek shabad mere pran bast hai, bahod janam na avan, I won't have to come back into that cycle of birth and death. Once I start surrendering, once I start to have that realization, actually you are the Karta. You are that one that has designed for everything to be the way it is, not just the elements. Let's think about that. You are the one that has designed for everything to be the way it is. Each element then, it has a quality about it. You can watch the Dragon video on this, that everything has been made within the three qualities. So it's not just when we look at the elements in that way, when we look at fire, water, but even when we take certain foods, that certain food has a quality about it. So I'm not now in control of what quality that food holds. But when I take and I consume and I eat that food, who's in control? Who's created it to be that way? There's certain foods that will make us feel more energetic. There's certain foods that will make us feel lethargic. So who is it? It's the Karta that is behind. It's that doer that is behind, whether that particular food makes me more energetic or that particular food makes me lethargic. So in that way, Karta is in control. But I've got a choice of what I want to eat. But I haven't got a choice of how that particular food is going to react to me. When we start to have this realization, when we truly start to meditate and we go deep inside and we start to say, Tu Karta, you are the creator. Karana main nahi, I'm not the doer. Ja hoon, kari na hui. Even if I wanted to change the nature of what you have made, I'm not able to. When we start meditating on that, then that ek shabad, when it goes deep into our breath, that Karta Purakh, just the word Karta alone, has then the ability to start removing our ego. It starts to take us from Jab hum hote, tab tu nahi, when it was me thinking that actually it's me that's in control. Jab eh jane, main kich karta, tab lag garb joon meh firta. Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us clearly in Sri Sukhmani Sahib, Jab eh jane main kich karta, until I thought it's me, I'm the creator. Until then, Guru Arjan Dev Ji makes it very clear to us, tab lag garb joon meh firta. You will continue in that cycle. But if we meditate on this truly every morning, try it. Wake up in the morning and just say Karta and feel and go into that experience that it's you. What will start happening is you'll go into this state of tu Karta, tu Karta, that it's you that is everything, it's you that is the doer, and it'll start to take away our ego. It'll take away that hon, ma. ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਖੋਵੇ, that I, that me, hon, ਮੈਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਖੋਵੇ, it'll start to take, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਖੋਹ ਲਈ, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਖੋਹ ਲਿਆ, we'll say somebody that snatched something away from us, and that's what this shabad, that's what the Guru's word can do for us. It can take away that ego for us. ਹਉ ਮੈਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਖੋਵੇ, ਦੂਜਾ ਮੇਟੈ ਏਕੋ ਹੋਵੇ, that it will take us to that one. But Sangat Ji, okay, so we've got that you are the one, you're the creator, you're the doer, you're the one that is set for everything to be the way it is, and I'm not in control of that. All I can do is play to your game. All I can do is surrender to your way. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us, does that karta base any decisions off made from fear? Because think about it, in our lives, look how many times we act out of fear when we've got to make a decision. The way we speak to people, we could be speaking to somebody at work, and because of their position in that workplace, we speak to them a certain way, and we speak to another person another way. Why? Because there's that sense of fear there. That fear could be, well, if I treat this person like this because of their status, I might have my job taken away from me. So I'm gonna speak to them in a certain way because of that fear for that person. And then somebody else, that sense of fear isn't there. So we treat them another way, in a different way. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that Karta Purakh is nirpau. Nir means without, pau means fear. And when we see the way this is spelt, then you can see throughout Gurbani, Pabba, and then Pabbeno Uda, Udeno, then Onkar. Pau translates to fear. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says whatever that one does from a place of being nirpau, of being fearless. Bhagat Ravidas Ji tells us clearly, saying, Neech hai ooch, kare mera Gobind, kahu te na dare. Saying that one does not have any fear, kahu te na dare, doesn't fear anything, kahu te na dare. Takes the ones that are lowly, neech hai ooch kare mera Gobind. Gobind, that one, WhyGuru, takes those that are lowly, neech hai ooch, and takes them to a higher place. Does not have no fear of doing this. But many of times in our life, we might be reluctant. We might think, well, I can't quite kind of treat them this way because of their position, wherever it might be in society or at work or at school or wherever, even if somebody deserves something because of what they have done. So we all know that somebody might have done something that they actually deserve to be lifted, but because of who they are, because of their position, or whatever it is, this person could be somebody's gone into a prison, somebody's gone into a place where somebody has committed certain crimes, but now they're turning their life around. Now they're doing something positive and good. We still might have that, still might be reluctant. We still might be reluctant in actually lifting them up and saying, look, taking them for what they are for that moment. Because that, when we look at Mool Mantar, it's all interlinked. When Guru Sahib Ji tell us that one is Akal Murat, that comes later in Mool Mantar. Akal means out of time, not bound to time. That one, that Karta, is acting how? Is acting now, not based on the past. That one will take us for what somebody is right now in this moment, outside of time, because the only time for that one is when? When does that one scribe? Sabna likhya Vudi Kalam. Again, that comes later in Japji Sahib. It's all interlinked. That one is scribing in the now, this constant flowing pen of that Karta, of the doer. But Karta Purakh, not like us, basing something from what somebody has done in the past, but can see truly what something or someone is in this very moment. We haven't got, most of us haven't got that insight to be able to take someone in that way. And I know it can be dangerous because yes, we do often have to look at how somebody's been and somebody's been in the past, and then we have to be cautious. But that one doesn't, because that one knows everything. That one can take us for that very moment. So neech hai ooch kare mera Gobind, no fear, whatever that one is doing. So let's take an example now. Let's go back to those elements. It doesn't matter how good or bad somebody is, how positive or negative somebody is in their life. If I could be somebody that is the biggest sinner ever, and I could have somebody next to me that is the most righteous, most giving person, both of us are standing here now. Both of us go to touch that fire. That fire is not going to discriminate because that's the Karta. Because the Karta is not going to change, is going to treat both of us. Not going to think, oh, but you know the guy standing next to Baljeet Singh, he's really cool. He's a really righteous person. So wait there. Let me just switch. Let me just switch what this fire, how it should react to that person. No. Kahun te na dare, no fear. Is going to act in this exact same way. That is what Karta means. And that's what love is. Love means to treat everybody equally. And we find it difficult to understand what love is in the context of God and Rabb. We try and humanize that as the emotion of love that we know it to be. But love for God actually means just treating everyone the same and equally. And then nirvair. That one doesn't act out of enmity. That one doesn't think, so now let's switch that. Let's take some water. So I'm the sinner now, and I'm the one that's done some really bad things in my life. And then again, I've got the righteous, virtuous person standing right next to me. God's not going to think, wait there. Vair literally translates to enmity. And then we can go further into that and say from that is born then holding a grudge, having bitterness inside of ourselves towards something, someone, and that all comes from Vair. But Akal Purakh, Karta, acts from a place of being nirvair. So let's take that example now. I'm the bad person. I'm thirsty. So is the virtuous person next to me thirsty as well. When I grab that glass of water and the person next to me grabs that glass of water, it's going to do the same thing for both of us. It's going to quench my thirst as it's going to quench the virtuous person's thirst. But I'm here that is somebody that's done really bad in the world. But in the same way, just like that one is fearless, is nirvair, is beyond any form of enmity, isn't going to look at, but you've been doing this, you are doing this, is still going to treat me equally. Karta isn't going to change the nature of that water. It's still going to quench my thirst for me. And only WhyGuru can do that. But Sangat Ji, we all know this journey and this walk is for us to reach our Mool, our origin, our core, our Mool. Our Mool is Nirpau, Nirvair. If we go into that stillness, it's our ego that has taken us away, has taken us from here to here. But when we come back home, our true home, the inner home, Sabikich Karma, everything is within this home. What's within this home is Nirpau, is Nirvair. When I go back to my Mool, then we'll start acting from that place as well. But many of times we treat people differently, not from a place of love. We treat somebody because of what they did to me 10 years ago. So now I treat them from that place, from still holding on, having that grudge, and not then wanting bala, not wanting good for that person, and wanting everything to go bad for them, wanting everything to go wrong for them. If it was somebody like me stuck in my ego, I'd say, you know what, if I'm the Karta, if I'm the doer, then I'd say, well, you know what, let me switch this. let me change the nature of water for that person because of what they did to me. So even when they drink that water, their thirst isn't quenched. So ਇਹ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਬਸ ਪਿਆਸ ਨਾਲ ਮਰੀ ਜਾਵੇ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਆ ਕੀਤਾ, they did this, they did that, let them die in thirst, what do I care? But no, when we start going back and ripping away from those layers, we'll start to experience what? Vava varna kariye kaho, kat antar Brahm Samahu. Guru Sahib gives us upadesh through whatever mean possible, and now they're giving us upadesh, this beautiful wisdom, through this letter Vava or Vava, some say. Vava var na kariye kaho. Satguruji saying, don't have that var towards anybody. Vava var na kariye kaho, kat antar, within each and every heart, at the heart of everything. Kat antar Brahm Samahu. That Brahm, that crater, is immersed at the core of everything. How do we then know that we are getting closer to that one, to our core? Is when we start shedding these grudges, when we start to shed bitterness, when we start to shed those fears that we have inside of us from when we come to decision making, in the way we treat other people, when we treat people based on these things. Nirbhau, nirvair. The less enmity, hatred, the less hatred I have inside of me, the closer I am to Brahm. Kat antar Brahm Samahu. Nirvair akal Murat. Murat translates to image. What is the true image of that one? The true image of that one is Akal. Kal translates to time, and then further to death. The Ada negates it, making it Akal. That Karta always acts outside of time. That Karta is only the time. If you used to ask Karta, say, yo, WhyGuru, Karta, time ki hoya? What's the time? We'll say Akal. For me, I'm outside of time. WhyGuru will say, there is only but now for me. That's how that one is scribing for us. That's how that one takes us in every moment. So Sangat Ji, wrapping up, literally, Karta Purakh, that one, that creator, is in control of how everything has been made and created, meaning the nature has been set of the entire creation, cannot be changed. Purakh, that one, works, operates from within the creation itself. Nirbhau, acts from a place of no fear. Nirvair, holds no grudges, enmity towards anyone. And then acts when? Based on the past? Based on the future? No. Akal, based on this very moment, based on now. So let us do ardas that we can start to get closer to our Mool, closer to our true origin, and start to experience a life beyond discrimination, based on fear, based on hatred, and based on only judging on past, and where we can start taking people for what they are in this very moment, and then we can say we're getting closer to WhyGuru. WhyGuru Ji ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji ki Fateh.